If you knew that death is not the end of all things, would that change the way you live your life? How would society change if we knew? This is one of the questions that stand in the center of this movie. If you want to know how those are handled and what else is going on in this movie, then check out this short review video. Science was finally able to prove that there is an afterlife, at least for some people. So this means that death doesn't necessarily just means the end of life, but just is the start of a new phase. For this reason, Dr. Stevenson, played by Karen Gillan, is leading a study called Life Beyond. In this project, the team is offering a painless assisted suicide for everyone who wants to end their life, while the team will supervise and also examine what is going on in the volunteers while they are transitioning from one world to the next. Unsurprisingly, there are a lot of volunteers who are being called pioneers, offering up themselves partially for science and partially in hope of entering a better world. After being successfully going through a screening process, volunteers are receiving a paid trip to the facility. All they need to do is get there. Teddy is one of these selected few and embraces it, even though it means leaving all his friends and family behind.
So this is supposed to be goodbye?
No, I'll come back and haunt you.
While trying to pick up the rental car that the company has booked for him, he runs into Rose. Well, actually Blossom, but she goes by her middle name Rose. As it turns out, she is also a volunteer, but while she doesn't have a credit card to put on record, even though it will not be used to pay for the rental, Teddy also doesn't get his car because his license expired a while ago. Together though, they can provide both a license and a credit card, so Destiny wants the two of them to take the trip together.
Maybe we could help each other.
In killing each other.
Well, getting to Dr. Stevenson's.
Hesitant at first and less than happy about it, Rose agrees to the arrangement, while Teddy is also not that happy about it, but at least isn't that resistant. While being on the road together, little by little both of them let down their guard. And while both of them learn from each other the real reason behind their decision to end their life, which is of course not completely grounded in their scientific curiosity, they slowly become friends and maybe more. But how would that work? And would that change their decision? Let's stop the synopsis here. As you have guessed, the topic of life after death and the existence of ghosts and all of that is just one of the facets that movie is surfing on. It is also part road movie, part buddy movie, and also part rom-com, with a darker edge of course, but nevertheless kinda cute. The longer the movie runs, the less importance is given to this overarching topic of life and death, with basic humanity stepping into the foreground. While some ethical aspects are being hinted to, like the government thinking about closing down the project, making it illegal to give assisted suicide as part of a science study, the movie never deep dives into that topic, and this is a good thing, because the movie concentrates on the interpersonal issues the two lead characters have, with the ethical dilemma being irrelevant to the viewer who just wants to know what happens to the two main characters. Like so often in life, none of them really has a good reason to die. They are both just haunted by the past and by expectations nobody can ever fulfill. And on some level, punishing those who wronged them is a valid reason for ending life, besides being part of this study. This is quite a small production, but you don't need to have much money to put into a movie to be a convincing road movie, and the actors are really doing a great job to furthering the story. Director Micha Elfman also does a good job in her directing debut, and you really feel that this story is quite personal to her. Working on it for years, it was finally filmed during the COVID pandemic, which somehow you can feel because of the small amount of actors who are appearing at any given time on screen, which somehow became a trademark of movies created in this period. At least for those who don't have the money to come up with the elaborate security plan that the major productions are providing, in order to have a lot of people on screen without bending restrictions. Now, before we get to the rating, let me ask you to like and share this video if you enjoyed it so far. And if you are not a subscriber yet, maybe consider to change that. By also hitting the notification bell, you will get a heads up for most of my new videos. Now for the rating. As you have just heard, I really enjoyed this movie quite a lot. It's one of those smaller movies that really touch your heart. Both acting and technical merits are very much on a high standard. You have a likable and attractive couple in the lead, and an ending that is a fitting capper to the whole movie. If I only would have one word to describe this movie, I would go with cute. And if I only have one word to describe how I liked the movie, I would say it was great. So of course this means this movie gets 8 out of 10 points. The only thing in this movie that annoyed me a little bit is the overuse of the trope of the lead actress waking up, seeing something that seems to be impossible, and then just waking up again, which, as indicated, is happening more than once in this movie. I mean, it's a directorial debut, and maybe this trope was quite new for the director. Have you heard about this movie, and are you interested in seeing it? The producers just sold the worldwide distribution rights, and in November 2022, this movie is supposed to be released in theaters and on disc and on demand in most major territories. So if you liked this quick review, then think about picking the movie up, because I think you will not regret it. If you are planning to do so or have some other thoughts about this review, then let me know in the comments. So much for now, see you next time, and thanks for watching.